sure what happened there, but okay. And you can see my Legends of Eidolon account as well, right? So as you can see, I'm pretty advanced and stuff, and all good. Okay, there we go. So here it is. I can see the Eidolon. Indeed you can, good sir. Indeed you can. So with this, yeah, so I'll just keep it this way, and then I can see the chat here. I can see if everything is okay. Everything looks good. So let me start then the project. So right now, what we accomplished yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Anyway, whenever it was, I actually managed to get work in because I was on Godot 3 point something, moved it to Godot 4 point something, and as it turns out, I managed to get it to work, which is crazy. I thought I would spend days and weeks to just get it to a point where it would be functional. So before we begin, for those of you who haven't checked it yet, so this is the current state of what you can do, right? So I added these weird, stupid, gigantic NPCs that just talk when you walk over them. I could make this randomly generated if I wanted to, but right now they each have a specific text, like this one, very important. Okay. And then there's this one here. So right now there is no music yet, but I do have a few sound effects to make sure that those work. So let's enter the first stage. So as you can see, I can jump, I can double jump. There are random coin sounds. And then I can jump on balloons, which of course jump you upwards. When I pop a balloon, it also restarts my my double jump counter, right? As you can see, and there's a combo on the bottom that shows how many balloons in a succession you actually popped, right? The other thing of note is that right now the win condition for the game is to actually reach. Okay, that's a bit loud. The win condition is actually to get to 300 pixels in height. So that's what the big balloon is for. Just launches you upwards. Hey, Empyrean Dancer! A long time no see. I thought I had given up on streaming on Twitch, but then I remembered I can do game development again. So, oh, here's a funny thing. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can take a look at it. Can I see? Oh, what is this? Let's see, the scenes, where are the scenes? Should be one for level 1. There we go. Okay, I can't really see. So let me see if I can show you what's going on this one, right? So maybe the player, where is the player? The player, there we go. So there's the player, there's the camera. Let's see if I can make the zoom not as big. Wait, let me put it here on the side just to see if this is working. Okay, it does work. So as you can see, the the code right now just basically freezes you in space. When you reach to this level here on the top, you basically win the game, right? I also noticed one interesting thing. If I make the camera have negative values, everything is flipped. Wait. Everything is flipped? Okay, that's interesting. So I can then repackage my game from trying to go higher in the air to trying to not go lower in the ocean. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I think this was about what I had for the camera. Yeah, something like that, right? So let me put this back here so I can read the chat again. Yeah, again, playing around with these things definitely gives you cool ideas. So, okay, to recap, I have that. I have a system that allows you to have more levels. I just need to create a new scene, add the levels. Like, for example, this is the one my daughter made. You can figure out why, right? So she made all of this. She did these steps, which is actually something I didn't consider. So yeah, and then she just So the other thing that can be problematic is that big balloon definitely needs to be at an edge, because if I pop a small balloon after popping the big balloon, then it will make you lose momentum and then you'll fall to your death, right? And then lastly, just to show you as well, on the levels, the way that you have to actually create levels. You know what? I should probably duplicate this one and call it level template, just because there's a bunch of stuff that is important to have there. And so the way that this works, like if I open the level template, right? I actually created 2 tile maps. So this one is basic, it's just static collisions. I can select the tile, I can paint it, whatever, and if I were to play the scene, there it is, right? So it's already solid, so that makes it definitely easier. And I can also go in here and press the right button to erase, so that's really practical. But that's for solid stuff, right? What happened is, for the objects, I actually created a custom script where I can paint, you know, whatever I want, like a balloon, but this will just be an image, right? So if I were to, let's see, yeah, if I were to delete that, if I were to comment out that that function, then all of these objects will just be images, right? So nothing would happen. So what I did is I created this, yes, I created this function that, where is it, add objects. So it checked every tile, that is being used here, gets which ID is it. So this is ID number 0. Yeah, ID number 0, ID number 1. Actually, can I do this? Balloon, coin, balloon, smile, big balloon. You know, I should probably find a way. Property name. Okay, I'm going to alter the code, because if I do, get source ID, property. Can I do get source name? Yes, I installed ridiculous coding, which causes explosions and all kinds of nonsense whenever I type or erase something. Okay, let me just test that. It's probably gonna crash now. But do I have anything on the output? Okay, so I have the cells. The tiles are programmed. So the tiles are paintings, and then I basically added some physics and stuff to them. I can show it to you in a bit. Now I'm trying to see if there's documentation for this. Get cell source ID. Oh, this returns a coordinate. Never mind. Okay, so it's not name, it's ID. And then it gets the coordinates. Object. If object equals balloon, will that work? Oh, wrong button. I need to run this specific scene. Okay, that doesn't work. If object equals balloon. How do I reference that thing by name? Because it will get... So imagine this, right? I then have like 20 objects. I have spikes, I have this, I have that, I have enemies. And then I have ID 0, ID 1, ID 2, ID 3, ID 7. I would get lost on what it was, so... That would be interesting. Idea like some fantasy medieval knights duels, having some perks and armor, weapons and abilities, bosses and stuff, but that would be for long and I suck at art. We all suck when we start, man. It's a matter of, do you want to not suck at something? You gotta work for it. Okay, it is cells. Cells size var object equal object.get cell source ID. Tile map layer gets the source ID, coordinates int constant. Returns the tile source ID of the cell at the coordinate. Returns -1 if the cell does not ID. So how do I get the name? Is it impossible? So if I go to objects, right? I go to tile set, name, property name. A human readable name for the atlas. Use the description name for the person with terrain, decoration, etc. Copy property path. Can I use this? If object dot name. Will that work? Invalid access to property or key name on a base object of type int. So, how do I access name? Wait, Google time. Godot 4 tile set name. How to get the name of a tile. Arrays are nice. Try this. Print tile, local position, get global position, coordinates, cell data, get cell tile data, print tile set dot get terrain name. No. You can't get the tile name. Oh, I have a new follower. Hey, Elise Spy. I didn't even know people were aware of my stream outside my close-knit circle, so that's really cool. So tile name, blah blah blah, and somebody says you can't get the tile name. Tiles are identified by their index, which you can view by holding down Alt in the tile set editor. So work to map and get cell methods of the tile map class. As it turns out, you can get the tile name, but you have to get it from the tile set's tile get name method and not from the tile map to get the index of the tile as well first. Tile map dot tile set dot tile get name. Okay, let me see if I can make sense of this. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not a pro in any way, but I'm happy to share anything that that I can. Are you more interested in maybe programming or coding or something like that? Let me know. Nima Rose is here. He also doesn't know anything about programming. He's actually learning blacksmithing right now and he's getting really into it. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. So let me see. What if I do object.tile? What was it again? Tile get name. Will this work? Nope, it's still expecting an int. An int means like an integer, which is like a whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this it's looking for, it's called a string. It's basically text. Blacksmiths and programmers. I mean, you know what? Programming is very similar to blacksmithing. Sometimes you do need to hit the computer with a hammer. I'm just trying to see if I can figure out this function. I literally don't need to do this, but I'm doing this solely for the purposes of learning. Remember, Nima, what I always tell you, that you either do something well or you learn. This is what I'm doing. I'm failing a lot, so tile name 0 equals NPC standing on water, whatever. Yeah, no, I think that it would be more complicated than what I'm trying. Maybe it would have to do something like tile get name, and then I would have to do something like this, but this is not the function, so I'll just leave it as it was. This is so ridiculous. Yes, by the way, if anybody wants this mod, it's called Ridiculous Coding. I'm about 10 key presses away from leveling up. So, yeah. Okay, so let's just keep it as it is. Let's see if this didn't break the code. Oh, yeah, everything is functioning correctly. Before we move on, I just want to go back to the balloon scene and lower the volume a little bit, because as you can see, it's a bit loud. Where is the... Oh, wait, no. I think I put the balloon audio on the player. Maybe? Sound effects. Yeah, I put the audio on the player. Right, okay. I remember. So what happened, now I'm remembering. What would happen is I would pop the balloon, right? But if the audio was in the balloon, then that would mean that the moment I remove the balloon from the game, the audio would cease to exist as well, right? But if I didn't immediately remove the balloon from the game, you could basically pop it several times technically before it despawned, which would mess up all kinds of things. So I put the audio on the player, which is probably not a good thing to do, but for now it works. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see, because I had made some kind of random generator for the game, and I'm gonna see if I can make this this random level generator to work again on Godot 4.5. So there we go. So this is our first problem. Set cell 0 vector 2 and y 6. Move the balloon off screen rather than destroying it straight away. The sound will play properly. It's okay. It's okay. If this comes to bite me in the butt, then we shall see. So first things first. Let's see what this code does. Extends node, whatever, declare variables. I don't need this. Zero is grass, 1 is gold, iron, silver, copper, sapphire, dirt. Called when the node enters the scene tree. Okay, ready. For n in width, for y in height, map, set cell 0 vector 2i. Is this what I need to do? No. In base style map player cannot convert argument 1 from int to vector 2i. So what this does, okay, is this code was supposed to, you see these things here? So I was doing an experiment to see if I could make like a big square to appear and randomly populate it with these things. They have each their own different probabilities to appear. But the thing is, since, yeah, sort of like that, right? This is just me playing around. The thing with this is that when I moved from Godot 3 to Godot 4.5, a lot of the code, how it worked, changed. And so what I had before doesn't work now. So what I have to do is I have to RTFM, read the F manual, to see what set cell does so that I can properly attribute the correct cell to the map. Okay, set cell coordinates vector 2i. What's a vector 2i? A 2D vector using integer coordinates. Okay, a 2D x, y by default. Constructors from vector to y, vector to y from vector 2. What is vector 2? Okay, this one is just floats, this one is just integers. So for anyone new in programming, and this is just so you can have a basic idea, an integer is a full number, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. A float is an incomplete number, I guess. So it's like, it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, just the same, but it can be 1.1, 1.2, 1.17, 2.379,000 million gorillion whatever. So yeah, it's just so that the software understands it better, right? Okay, and now vector 2, constructors and methods, absolute, whatever. So these are all the things that you can kind of mess around with. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I need to. Okay, so it's always X and Y, right? And this will take the coordinates, source ID. What do you mean source ID? Atlas coordinates. Source ID. Alternative tile. Set the tile identifiers for the cell coordinates. Each of the tile. Hey, Dragnologia! How long has it been, man? Can I... Wait, can I... Isn't there a way that I can see, like, followed on January 4th, 2017. Oh my god, has it been that long? You probably saw me play Mountain Blade. What are you downloading, Nima? Are you downloading Godot? Trust me, it's gonna be a lot more painful than you think it's gonna be. It took me years until I started to starting to understand how things work. Okay, what was I? The source identifier, source ID, identifies a tile set source identifier. What is this? Tile set source, a set of tiles for a tile set resource, index with 2 IDs, coordinates and alternative ID named according to their use in... Okay, so it starts with a vector, then the ID. Atlas coordinates identifies the tile coordinates in the atlas. So what is my script doing exactly? Wait, let me just see one thing here. I think there's a part to make it so that yeah, I'll maybe have to check it later. Oh, GD script, there we go. Ooh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where's the GD script thingy? It's under debug. Why doesn't debug show up here? So weird. Anyway, advanced settings. Oh, there you go. But no, it's still not what I was looking for. Well, whatever. I saw a video once, but yeah. Thank you for being here, Prof. Look, game development isn't that difficult, but you need to kind of start to understand the logic, right? Set cell. Zero 6. This is ID 6. Okay. So on the ready one, by the way, does anybody mind if I eat dinner while I do this? So on hot. chicken with pasta, cheese, and beans. Very nice. Yeah, but you're not streaming. Alright, so what this is doing is, first of all, I want to create a big block with just dirt, right? ID number 6 is just dirt, okay? But I don't understand the 0. So coordinates, source ID, Atlas coordinates, alternative tile. What if I do this? Level up. What if I do this? Is that gonna work? Wrong button. No. Set cell and base tell map player cannot convert argument 1 from int to how about this? Well, at least it's not crashing, right? So now we have to figure out what is actually going on. Okay, so I have some bug on the player animation idle. I don't know, do you want a keyframe? Insert key? Is that what I want? No. So the same error. Place one key to cache the planing. Sprite to the texture. Oh boy. Okay. Would that work? Would that stop that error at least? It would. But somehow now oh yeah, because I'm on the okay. So now what we need to do is we need to populate like the scene with those cells, right? So for some reason this thing isn't working, but I did make the other levels work with this code right here. So if we can try and figure out how this code is working now on this new version of Godot, maybe we can do the other one. Bro, why does everything explode when you type coding? Does my phone start making sandwiches? So I actually installed an add-on, this one right here, that causes all of these explosions as I code, right? It's completely optional. You have to install it willingly against your better judgment, so you don't have to do it. Okay, first of all, let's comment out these two functions. All right, so first I just want to see if this can actually create a big block of dirt. No. Why not? Level RNG.map. Is it this one? Do I name it map? Oh no, it's, oh no. If I do that, it definitely, I'm just gonna show you. This is gonna break, and then I'll tell you why. I'm gonna get an error. There we go. Got an error because here this map is addressing this thing specifically. See that dollar sign? Let me make it a bit bigger for you guys. That dollar sign that says tile map, it means it's referencing a node that's named exactly tile map. And if I control click, I think it's control click, and I put it there, as you can see, it shows up exactly like that. So there we go. So this map is this thing, just so it's easier to reference. And then here for n in width, height. Okay, width and height are just two variables that I determine. And I can probably do this, export, var width, and I'll do this, because this makes it so that they are integers, may make it easier. And now when I click here, if I do export, then they appear there and I can change them there without having to mess with the code. Does that make sense? I still don't know. Honestly, right now I'm just experimenting a little bit. I will have to sit down or maybe take just a brainstorming stream just to figure out what the game will look like and play like. I have some ideas, but it's important that you have kind of a rough idea of what you want to accomplish before you actually start doing things. Otherwise you just get lost all the time. Okay. Oh. So what this do is, this is a for loop. So what this code is going to do is, or rather, let's just say this one. Let's say that this is 1. Let's pretend that this is 1. What this code right here does is it's going to start on 0, right? So 0, map, set, blah, 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 blah. And then that, let's say that was 1, and then it will put a 0 right here. And then it's going to go back, and then it's going to add by 1. And then it's going to be 1, blah, 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 adds a 1. And then 2, 3, 4, until it reaches this number. So what I'm doing here is I set the width and the height to be 40, and I use these two for loops, so it's going to do all the cells in a 40 by 40 configuration. Now, what I need to do is figure out how to actually set that thing. We may have a problem, guys. I just realized that this code that creates adds the things to the stage isn't actually drawing those things to the stage. I use cells. So I guess it's back to Google. So Godot set tiles Map.layer.set cell, and then layer ID, cell coordinates, source ID, atlas coordinates. Mm-hmm. 0, 0 on layer 0, because now they have layers, right? Replace source ID and atlas coordinates with their actually tiles values. Layer ID equals 0. Get coordinates. Source ID, ID of the tile in your tile set resource. Okay. That's gonna have to be 0. And then atlas coordinates, the position within the tile atlas. Do I need that too if I have the okay. So layer ID should be 0, then the coordinates, and then the ID, which is also going to be 0, and then the coordinate. We're still learning how this engine works. I still struggle with that. I don't know how I'm still in school without getting kicked out. As I told you before, school is supposed to be for you to learn, not for you to go there knowing everything. Right. So that would be the layer, and then the cell coordinates, and then set cell coordinates, and then that's the ID, source ID. What happens if I run this? Okay, so argument 1 is the correct one. So coordinates, and then source ID, and then atlas coordinates, alternative tile. Let me try atlas coordinates. So if I go here, and the coordinates are, let's see, I think this is this 0, 0? So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Oh, it's 0, 0. Okay. So 0, 0. Okay, what's the problem? What? No, that's one extra one, so. Oh, wait, my bad. Okay, so then vector to I 0, 0. Does that work? Oh, hey! There we go, my dudes. Now it got filled up with dirt. Alright, so that's what I need to do then. I can fix the other two. What is this mineral? Var mineral randi. Gonna break again, right? Interesting. So the code is kind of working, but it is not actually getting the accurate cell information, and so it's just deleting those ones. So once again, set cell coordinates, and then the source ID, and then the atlas coordinates, vector to I 0.0. This only works because each atlas only has one. I think this is gonna work. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But the top layer is removed. Because once again, 0, and then vector to I 0, 0. I understand that if you're not familiar with programming, it looks like I'm doing sorcery right now. And there we go. Now we have a layer of grass on top. Almost done here. So now, I mean, this works. Now I have a randomly generated stage, I suppose, but what do I do with this now, right? So I just wanted to see if I could fix this, honestly. But now that I fixed it, what do I do here, right? Okay. Well, what if... That's for setting cell. I wonder if I could like redo this code to just pop balloons or coins everywhere. Okay, let me go over the rest of the code. So add minerals. So what add mineral does is, again, for the width and the height, I set a percentage. So let's say I gave it 20%. No, it's a number from 0 to 20. And then if the number is higher than 15, then I'm going to generate a random mineral. Why is that 4 plus 1? Because 0 is the grass. If I don't have that as plus 1, we're going to start seeing grass appear in the middle of the ground. See? And you'll notice that some other minerals do not appear. But if I do that plus 1, now we will see copper or whatever it is appear, right? Yeah, it is a pain. Wait, why does this one not show up? Did anyone see those blue dots? Interesting. So, do I need to do 5 plus 1 for those blue dots to appear? Well, I guess, but that's a bit weird. Does that... Okay, I won't really question it, but yeah, so basically this is the same as me doing 100 there and here at 75. So basically it has a 25% chance of appearing, and this should be the exact same. So roughly 15% or 25% of the blocks are randomized. Now, if I were to do 25%, now almost every square is going to be a 1. Yeah, maybe. There was some, yeah, see? Now almost every square is a mineral. So okay, I have a random generator for terrain and stages and whatever, so that's pretty cool. Right. Okay, yeah, that's still very loud. Let's put maybe -10 or -11, and let's take a look. -10 decibels should be roughly half the loudness. It's a bit better, right? But I think the coins are probably still too loud. What do you think? Let me try and do something, right? Nah, that's probably too complicated. I was wondering if I could like create a sort of a collision around the player, where if coins were close to the player, they would get drawn towards them, but I think that's overcomplicating. So then we need to figure out exactly then what we're gonna do, right?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
What is combo text? Okay. Heads up display, combo text. It's not visible. You win. Okay. Now, label settings. What does that do? And spacing, font. Hey, Ryokin 886. How's it going, man? I did not expect people to find this stream, but that's a lovely surprise. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help. To the best of my abilities, I'm just doing this as a hobby, just so you know. Font file, system font. Okay, if I play that, will it look any better? And I think I had some kind of special code where... Way, and then if I fall over 300 pixels, then it will take me back to the hub world. Okay, so let me see if I can fix like this atrocity here. Settings, then font, system font. Can I... Yeah, some things like these fonts and whatever, sometimes I don't know, man. I don't know. Is there no way of making this look not so big and blurry? Okay, that's a new one. If I do this with a black color outline, but I don't understand the pixelification. Is it because the game is so small? Well, I mean, at least it does look a slightly bit better. Okay, so I need to turn this off. I need to turn that off. There we go. Appears, disappears, appears, disappears, appears, disappears. And I should probably add that same outline to the NPCs. I should probably really have some music or something playing on the background here, shouldn't I? NPCs, NPC, label, and then where's the label settings, outline, let's do black again. Have it to be like 5 pixels. There we go. So now when we play the game again, oh yeah, I need to invisibilify them. There we go. There we go. That works. Yes. That works. Well, okay. So far, what we have here. We have a walkable system. I can jump. I can double jump. If I press the button, ton of like nails get shot off, which should be a burst of 3. That's not normal. I have people who talk to you if you touch them inappropriately. Oh wait, the text is out of alignment. What is going on? Okay. Now that should work better. Yeah, and I could, yeah, okay. So, yeah, if I just go into their range close to them, then that text appears. It's very basic, very simple. And then I can go into stages. I can collect coins which show up on the top left. Yeah. And then a combo counter appears on the bottom for each balloon that they do pop, and when I pop the big one and they get to enough height, then I can press jump and I reappear back at the stage, right? And I can make multiple doors and stages. It's no problem. Okay, so one thing that I'm noticing that would be good to have would be a sort of a stomp attack, right? So if you could stomp down, because like if you want to pop balloons like this from bottom to top, that's fine. But if you need to pop balloons going downwards, then that wouldn't really be very fun. I would need to add a feature to the player that would allow me to stomp down if I pressed the button down. What would be the best way to do this? So I think I have a max fall speed. And then I probably have some, I'll check that in a second. Physics process delta, linear velocity, it's not equal to 0, linear velocity is 0. Shoot time plus equals delta. On floor, set velocity or normal, slope slide stop, move and slide, linear velocity equals velocity, bar equals target speed. If input is left, target speed minus equals 1. If it's pressed right, my plus equals 1. Press Z and shoot time greater or larger than 2. Because why not? Balloons, nails. I'm just testing stuff. If input is action, just press. What if I do this? Okay, so project settings, input map. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, people still exploiting the system to do phone calls. Anyway, so show built-in actions. So how do I create a new one? Add shoot. Wait, what's the naming convention? It's all lowercase. Okay. So add new action. Shoot. Add. And then I'll add there Z. Okay. Now, instead of key Z, I'm going to is action just pressed shoot, and there we go. Now that alone maybe will make me just shoot the 3 nails as intended. Yep, there we go. Burst fire is working now. Okay. Another thing that I need to do now, though, is I need to basically project settings. No, wait. I think it's on collision shapes. Player. Okay, there we go. Collision layer. Edit layer names. So layer 1 is going to be the player, and then the ground, and then nails. And then maybe objects, NPCs. Okay, so this is player. Okay. And the mask is with the ground and with the objects, and not with the nails, and not with the NPCs. And then the NPC is going to collide with the ground, and that's it. No, wait. They're in the NPCs and they're going to collide with the ground. Okay. And then the tile map, for example, is on that layer. And it doesn't need a mask, I think. Let me see if I broke anything. No, so far so good. Okay, it works. The nails still hit each other, but they don't hit the floor. Okay, so that's good. It means I'm doing things properly now. Okay. So now I need to go to the balloon scene, and the balloon is going to actually just to show you, right? Just to allow you guys to learn something. If I now go into a stage and that's not what I wanted to show you, but that's valid as well, okay? Where do I set the layer? Oh boy. Okay, maybe I didn't think this through super well. So physics layer 0. Why is it layer 0? Can I change it? Because my ground isn't a scene, right? So I'm not... I mean, unless I... Okay. But wait, why does the main stage... Hold on. Ah, there we go. Okay, alright, that works. I need to do the same with level 2. It's down here. And I need to do the same with the RNG level, because otherwise I'm just gonna fall through. The nails collide though. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, perfect. And now here's what I want to show you, right? So if I go here, I can land. My nails are going to pierce through the wall, and I will not be able to pick up objects. Or maybe I will. Why? Why am I able to pick up objects? So the player can collide with ground and objects. And it's on layer 1. If I go to the balloon scene, collision. Oh, okay. If you go to the balloon scene, it has a mask for the player. Ah, I see. Because it has a mask for the player. So if I kept it on layer 1 but removed the mask, now it won't work. I'm sure of it. The balloons, the coins will work. There we go. I'm starting to understand how this mask and layer thing works. So the balloon is on the object layer, and I should have them read the player, but I want to see what happens if I don't, because they will need to detect the player as well. Okay, so if I got this right, it means that my code is... It's the balloon that's adding momentum to the player. It's not the player that is being affected because he touched the balloon. So anyway, I need to alter this as well. Wait, where did I... Collision. Objects, and it needs to detect the player as well as the coin. It's an object and it needs to detect the player. The door is also, I guess, an object and it needs to detect the player. Oh, there we go, the ground. Oh, this is another scene. that I did with some slightly better looking shapes, but I'm still not sure how to turn this thing into a workable tile set. Anyway, whatever. So let's close that one. And the smile balloon. So I can have different speeds on each balloon. This one jump boost is 500. This one it's 600. This one it's 88. So if I did, I don't know, 200, maybe those could be like for bonus stages or something. Let me just clean this up a bit. Okay, so if I open up level 1, and if I were to add a smiley balloon right there, actually I wonder if this would work. Probably not. Yep, pop me higher. And then boom. Okay. So I have different balloons. It doesn't matter if I use the tile set as an alternative. It would probably work if I was just doing static things. So for example, if I go to this one, which is static, I could add stuff like that, right? But, you know, just look weird, I guess. But it is what it is. I'm not too concerned with it looking good right now. I just want to make sure if it works. So yeah, that would work fine. So you don't really need to create all those different things, but yeah. So what can we do now? Let's try and implement that stomp feature. Move left, move right, and then here it's gonna be left. No. That's gonna be down. Okay, or S and move left. It's gonna be left, or A. Move right is gonna be right, or D, and then jump is going to be spacebar, it's going to be W, or it's going to be up arrow key. And now I'm going to go back to the player code. Then I'm just going to do move right, move left, here I'm going to just jump. Okay. Control R, replace with move left, replace all, Control R, move underscore right. Okay. And Control R. UI accept. No, UI accept is fine. It's fine here. Let me just see if I didn't break anything. I don't care about followers, whether they're cheap or expensive. Thank you very much. Either they want to follow me or they don't, and both are fine. Yay, I banned someone. Okay, so that works. Now let's implement the stomp feature. So if I'm not mistaken, the way I was doing things is, as I was probably on the physics process here. So this is a function that runs basically every time the computer thinks about what is going on. I need huge trees, feels like Terraria. Yeah. Every time the computer thinks about what's going on in the physics, this code will run. Okay. So if level not 1, otherwise if it is not 0, it is 0. If shoot time plus equal delta. Var on floor equals is on floor. Okay. Set velocity, set up direction, set floor, stop and slope, move and slide, linear velocity, var target speed equals 0, 0. Move left, target speed minus 1. Minus equals 1. Plus 1. Input second shoot and shoot time greater or equals to 2 shooting. If shooting equals false fire and nail. If user jump and jumps greater than 0. Linear velocity plus y equals minus jump height. Minus jumps minus equals 1. Okay. In that case, I guess I'll keep on with the spaghetti code. And I'll do if input dot is action just pressed stomp and on floor equals false, linear velocity dot y equals stomp equals max fall speed. That should work. Let's test. Jump down. There we go. So now, oops, overshot. Already a lot smoother. Let me test my daughter's level. See, so now I can stomp down. Oops. Obviously there's a risk on that move, but... Ho ho ho. Yeah, so the mechanics are basically there. So, like, I jump down. What if I do ×5? Just for the lulz. Okay, that doesn't work because I cap the max fall speed to that velocity. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So I basically polished the features that I had. Everything is working, like, surprisingly enough. This wasn't that hard to figure out. Oops, wrong button. Let me just confirm if this thing is working. Okay. And then the nails shoot. Oh, just one last thing that I want to show you, right? So if I shoot the nail into the wall, it still pierces through, okay? So now I open up the nail here. I go here, collision, and I make it, I go nails. And I make it hit the ground, okay? So now they will hit the wall. But, oh, never mind, see? And now they don't stick to each other anymore because they're no longer detecting that they're colliding with nails. But if I do that, now they're just going to explode. Wait, what? They should be... They should be hitting each other. Yeah, there we go. So now if I remove the layer mask, now they will hit the wall. What are you saying wow to? Yeah, so now they just stick there on the wall. Because basically, I know you probably don't need this information for anything, but just to explain how it works. So these layers is like, how do I put this? Cookie, did you make a cookie? Warm cookie. Copying that?
Não sei fazer, é verdade. Não sei como é que consegui.
I probably can. If I make it so that the player that's not the mechanic that I think I would like on the game, but probably could. If I put the mask on nails, it's probably gonna get weird. Or maybe I wait. Okay, I would have to code I would have to code behavior for the nails being able to collide with a player. I mean, I can, but I would have to code it, and at this moment, honestly, I'm not sure if I would like to do that. Now, what I can do is yeah, you would have to put controls in place, but let me try. So, for m in width, for y in minus height, that maybe work, for percent equals and I 100 if percent greater than 75 . So I'm trying to see if I can create code that will randomly spread balloons, right? Now what would I have to do? If percent, then I would have to instantiate a balloon and then give it a random coordinate, which should be probably width times 8, height times 8. I can try that out and see how it works. Can I do this? So Godot 5 how to instantiate TSCN from folders. In case Okay, I'll just, I want to question it. So I'll just do this for now. Const balloon equals preload, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever, they know the code. So 8%, then balloon dot instantiate okay, and then I'll do balloon equals balloon dot instantiate, and then balloon dot position it equals width times 8 vector 2I width times cell width height times cell width. Oh, okay. I wonder if this will work. Okay, it's not working, but the jump isn't
As crianças começam todas a chorar ao mesmo tempo, a se engasgarem. Estás bem?
for some reason it doesn't let me jump with the up key anymore. What? Okay, so print pop. I'm expecting a lot of pop. It didn't get a single one. Why not? Function add balloons for n in width for I gotta go, I need some sleep or sorry, see you later. I will ask what you did in Brookville. Sure, man. Have a nice rest. Well, so that thing is triggering, but balloons aren't popping. Will this work? No. What if I do... This is such horrible coding. What? They're all spawning at 300. Oh, I'm an idiot. And why? Let me see one thing. If I zoom out, will I be able to see any balloons? Nope, none at all. So that wasn't the issue. So how could I make this work? So how do I spawn a nail, right? Fire nail. Shoot time, shooting true, Ryan range burst, var nail equals nail dot instantiate. Property player dot nail. Var nail equals preload res player nail. Okay, so I'm gonna do preload res objects balloon.tsn. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna go in here. I'm going to do var nail var balloon equals preload res dot objects balloon dot tscn, and then I'll do balloon for balloon equals balloon dot instantiate, because that's what I'm doing here, right? Var nail, and then when I do shoot the nail, var nail equals nail dot instantiate, nail position equals nail exit position plus equals has collision exception with self, linear velocity, nail scale, get parent add child nail. What if I do this? And then get parent add child. Okay, now if I zoom out the camera, will I see any balloons this time? Unfortunately, no. It's hard to show you, but no, they're not there. What if I don't multiply them by the cell width? looking at it. It should work. But if it's not working, then that means it shouldn't work actually. And I'm just being dumb about it. So actually, let me see one thing. Remaining. Nothing. Remaining. Nothing. If I were to add a single balloon there, all popped. Which means that they're not actually being instanced, even though the code defective player dot position. Does that work? Does that break? So the balloons aren't instantiating. In that case, spawn animations, whatever, ID, position, special, texture is special, blah blah blah. What? How do I do so each scene? Creature I equal creature dot s. Okay, so I have var balloon equals balloon dot instantiate, because it's doing the load. I'm doing the load. The variable balloon has the same name as a global class. Oh, okay. Okay, so apparently the big letter B balloon had already a global class or something, so I just changed the name a little bit and see if that works. Okay. Invalid type add child in the base node. If I comment this out, balloon So that still isn't working. Why is that still not working? Oh, maybe like this. Try and zoom out the player again. No, I'm not sure why this isn't working, honestly. So the code is calling them out, but so what if instead of the get parent I just add child? There we go! Okay, I just now need to make this go negative. So, okay. Minus y. Let me do, wait. Minus 10. That's so weird. Oh, yeah. Okay, and then I'll do elif. Okay, and then find dot position equals vector to I. Just copy this thing. Okay. I can. Oh. Should work. I mean, hey, I managed to get this generation to work. And then I could reactivate these functions to add minerals, and then, oof, man. So the cool thing is that I've already established that if I know what I want to do, I can kind of do it. So the problem now with the game is how are we gonna do it? Or rather, what to do. Like, where am I going with this game and mechanics or whatever? Do I maybe start a new game? Do I make up a game design document for this? I don't know. But, well, at least it works. I know it works. The positioning of the coins and the balloons are a bit weird because their scenes are not exactly centered. But that's okay. Well, this thing is working. Yeah, okay. Coolio. Coolio. Yeah, well, I guess that works. Now we just need to maybe, where's the balloon scene? Optical falls where any major balloon if it's not pop and body is player. Or nail. Is that the global? Player dot instance set name equals player. But player also isn't. Class name player. Class name male. Nail not declared. Same name of the global class. Are you sure it's not declared? It's right there. Moment of truth. So now the nail needs to be able to interact with objects, and the balloon needs to be able to interact with nails. Oops, not this one. It's the RNG level. Oop. But the nail should interact with the player. Ah. Post jump and base rigid body. What? Oh, I see. If body is player, that's really bad coding, but it'll work. But now we have another issue, which is it seemed like a lot because I put a lot of the balloon popping code and whatever on the player. Now if I pop it with the nails, then that doesn't work properly. Let's see if it at least changes the UI. No, it doesn't change the UI either, see? Well, okay, I mean, that's pretty good. We did some progress, learned some things. This is a good stuff. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. Hope you stick around. Don't forget to leave a follow or whatever. I think I'll be doing this as a hobby. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.